Greetings, beautiful soul, and welcome to my channel, The Optimist Hub. My name is Yanga, and today's video, come with me while I take a walk on a warm, beautiful Saturday afternoon. While I talk about life being like a game of chess. Now, today's video is inspired by an audiobook that I once came across on YouTube, which I believe I've mentioned before on my channel. The book is called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. I will link it down in the description below. Yeah, life is like a game of chess, right? I believe the earliest memory of me coming across a chessboard and its pieces was actually at home when I was around 7 years old. My dad owned the chessboard, right? And I would always see him play this game by himself. I, as an inquisitive child, I still am an inquisitive individual, was intrigued, right, by my dad playing this game. And I remember asking him to teach me. And I think at the time he was a bit apprehensive because I suppose I was still too young, but I kept on pestering him, and he eventually gave in and taught me how the game works, which I found to be mind-blowing, exceptional. To this day, I remember that Saturday afternoon. I remember his exact words, him teaching me how each piece moves. But as I grow and as I've been exposed and come across a lot of personal development materials, especially this book that I referred to earlier on, which, by the way, has played a pivotal role in changing my life. In fact, I would say that book changed my entire perspective. It changed my outlook and my mindset. It really played a role in shifting my mindset, and I'll always appreciate and give it a shout out, and also share it with people because it has played such a huge role. But I remember coming across it, and essentially what the book is talking about is that life is like a game of chess. And then this one day it dawned on me. I agree that life is like a game, right? And in a game, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. And sometimes we are perfect, sometimes we make mistakes. That really is what life is about. It is about learning and growing through the mistakes. It is about thriving and shining through the successes, right? Life really is like a game. So this one afternoon it dawned on me. The game would never take place if no one made the move. In other words, if the players don't move any piece on the chessboard, the game will not occur. Now, let's think about this for a second. Your life will not change unless you make the move. Your life will not change unless you make the move. Things will not magically change unless you make the move. I had to repeat that 3 times to emphasize that in order for the game to take place, action needs to take place. Oftentimes we wait for permission. We wait for permission because we are entrapped in the shackles of people pleasing. I want us to free ourselves from that. Let us free ourselves, free yourself from the shackles of people pleasing. You don't need permission to make the best decision that is in alignment with the highest version of yourself, that is in alignment with your dreams. You don't need permission from anyone. You have free will. I think oftentimes we tend to forget we have free will. Use it. Right? No one is going to come and push you towards the things that you want unless you make the move. You make the rules. The world is your oyster. Nothing, literally nothing is holding you back. Choosing to not make a choice, choosing to not make a change, choosing to not take action, choosing to not move is a choice. You are choosing that very thing you are not choosing. I often say that life is a series of choices. Truly it is. You are literally one decision away from changing your life. And that is what the game of life is all about. It's in the choices, right? Again, the chess pieces will not move unless the player has made the choice to move. Unless the player decides which piece to move. And they need to be strategic. Likewise, in life, we need to make responsible and thought out decisions that are in alignment with the end goal. Because the end goal is to win. Though we make room for any potential losses, because again, life is unpredictable. But we should never fear the losses. We should have blind faith. Believe that you are going to win. In fact, as you are playing this game of life, you are on a path that is in alignment to your win. I often say that life is like a stage and that you are the main character. Assume that role. You are the opening act and the last act. The whole show is about you. The stage is your world. Give your best performance. There'll always be people who are perceiving you. I think oftentimes, again, we are always entrapped in the fear of perception, of how people see us, especially because I suppose we are seeking approval or permission to become who we are truly meant to be. Nobody has that much power to dictate how you should live your life. No one. So give your best performance. Know that you are putting your best foot forward. Know that each and every move that you make is in alignment. Let it be in alignment with your higher self. Become your higher self. Embody him, her, they, them. Let them manifest themselves through you. Literally. The only difference between where you are and where you want to be is the steps you haven't taken yet. And so I urge you, make that first move. Do it scared. Do it afraid. And you realize that in the doing, the fear falls away. In the doing, the fear will fall away. I promise you. I promise you it will. Please do not allow yourself to be trapped, to be boxed. Your comfort zone is not meant for people who want to grow. So if you want to grow, step out of your comfort zone. There's no place for you there. And the only way to evolve is to grow through the life experiences that we encounter. The game of life is about navigating those experiences. It's about embracing those experiences. It's about being in the moment. It's about letting go and surrendering to the process of becoming and unbecoming. But in order to even have that process, you need to initiate the process. And the first step to initiating the process is to make the first move. Remember, nothing will change. There will be no game to play if there is no choice or decision made to make the first move, for the game to actually begin. You have free will. And with that said, beautiful soul, I truly hope that you step into your game of life with courage, confidence, and crazy faith. You are worthy of your dreams. You are deserving of them. Do not rob yourself and your higher self of the opportunity to become the greatest version of self that is you now. I surely hope that this video enlightened or inspired you in some way to be the best version. Thank you for watching.